Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be presenting our strategy for CSR at Facebook, looking at gender inequality in technology and in particularly for Facebook. We'll be covering 5 segments. First we'll address the problem, where we've identified 2 key areas to focus on. Then we'll make the case for why Facebook should be concerned about the issue of gender inequality. Then we'll move on to recommendations about how Facebook can integrate concrete actions into its long-term strategy. And finally, we'll identify key takeaways and highlight some of the key research points we've used in our analysis. So let's start by restating the problem. There's a massive underrepresentation of women in the technology sector. But why? Let's have a look at the roots of the problem. The 21st century represents significant shifts in global trends, and 4 Ws can summarize these. Web and technology has revolutionized the way we make, buy, and distribute things. Climate change is extremely prominent. Globalization has changed supply chains across the world. And women, there is a massive increase in women into the workforce, representing a huge opportunity for the tech sector to leverage. In technology, women represent just under 20% of the workforce. Given the relative high rates of pay in the tech sector, why is there such a discrepancy? Why are fewer women than men opting for a career in technology, and even fewer of those continuing on to leadership? And why are companies and leaders not supporting women in their development? So let's look at the issue from a supply side perspective. 30 years ago, over a third of computer science graduates were women. Today that number has dropped significantly to less than 1 in 5. There are a number of reasons for this. Lack of encouragement from girls at an early age to enter such fields or even to play with technology. There are still cultural stereotypes that are still prevalent today. The notion of the nerdy guy in glasses with his computer. Childcare benefits for women have heavily influenced career decisions for couples entering parenthood. Studies indicate cohort competition impacts the way women tend to make career decisions. All of the above contribute to a certain level of marginalization. Studies have further shown that women find male-dominated classrooms intimidating, resulting in their loss of confidence and therefore increasing the probability of dropout. Regarding the skills supply as a whole, the US is facing a crisis over skills shortages in the coming years. Given the current male-to-female ratios, the US will only fulfill 63% of its requirement for people in technology. Ensuring women enter into technology is not only important, it's vital for the US technology industry. So the other part of the problem comes from leadership, from both the lack of female leadership and the lack of commitment of leaders to female leadership development. So as you may have suspected, this supply problem has led to a severe lack of female leaders in the industry. It appears to be a chicken and egg scenario. We need more women leaders in the industry to inspire future generations, but how do we get them there without the supply of women entering into the field? Wider industry trends tend to illustrate concerns with regards to female employees kicking on to more senior roles. In technology, however, there is a significant problem with women entering into the field to begin with. Gender equality was a top 10 strategic priority for only 28% of companies in 2010, with a third that didn't have it as a strategic agenda at all. The situation improved somewhat by 2015, but there's still a long way to go, and this transformation is only possible if the leaders are committed. So where's Facebook now on gender equality? Speaking purely within the context of the technology space, Facebook is still behind. This poor year-on-year improvement and poor results compared to our peers. So let's summarize our position on equality. Whilst our CEO has spoken about this openly, he's not explicitly endorsed any given strategy to address the imbalance. His enthusiasm has not been met by our shareholders, and there's also an imbalance in commitment to diversity when compared to gender inequality. There's also a real opportunity in gaming here. Facebook's gaming revenue has significantly declined in recent years. Now, the majority of games developers are men, yet 48% of women are gamers. The question for Facebook is this a declining market, or does this require reinvestment? So how do we begin? First of all, we need to look at the problem from a different perspective, with fresh eyes. We need to emphasize not only the moral reasons behind gender equality, but also the strategic successes that are linked to it. In order for this to happen, there must be a commitment from leaders and full awareness of men about the problem. So it's good for companies to be very clear about why they're pushing for balance. Regarding leadership, more cultural diversity and better gender balance improves bottom line performance. Talent, 60% of global university graduates are women, with the majority of engineers graduating from India and China. In markets, now new markets around the globe and the growing purchasing power of women mean that customers are changing and companies need to keep up. In terms of innovation, well-managed diverse teams deliver better results, more creativity and heightened efficiencies. So how can companies not afford to tap into these advantages? So good leadership must be able to cascade the skills and awareness down to the next level of managers and eventually involve the whole company. Whilst the agenda can be set from top down, it's important that this permeates every level of the business. So what can Facebook do in the short term? Firstly, we can change perception. We can highlight women, especially leaders within our organization, and what they're doing in technology and how they're changing the industry. We can create a shared vision of the importance of women in technology and their necessity. We can also address the imbalance in shared parental leave. In the absence of government policy, Facebook can be a leader in addressing the reasons why women take more maternal leave than men. Sacrifices in salary due to maternal leave is a primary driver behind the wage gap. We can help women to come back to work after maternity in steps, working from home, in office nurseries, etc., etc. So let's look at some things we can do to address supply-side policies. Well, we can support technology-focused initiatives. Summer camps such as Girls Will Code, which was founded in 2012, exist specifically to address the gender gap and have shown amazing results in recent years. We can also look at driving up interest in IT from a grassroots perspective. We can work alongside schools and STEM ambassadors to do so. We should also focus on our Lean In Circle campaign and invest more in it if it's really proving to work. So what are our conclusions and key takeaways? As part of reframing the issue, we need to look at CSR and in particular gender equality as a strategic change and therefore have it as part of our core strategic agenda and go beyond best practices by making CSR part of our company credo as well as business plan. As a result, we will improve our brand while maximizing the social and business benefits. In the long term, Facebook could be seen as a philanthropic institution that works with people and for people. Let's reframe the problem and let's redefine balance. Let's focus on leadership and support at the very top and get them to lead from the front. And let's ensure our systems are bilingual by nature, including talent management and our marketing campaigns. Let's get management involved. Let's ensure they get the big picture and know their numbers. We must set the tone, be inclusive with our language. And let's ensure that this permeates every level of our organization. So what can you do? Well, what you say really matters. Employees notice what their leaders take interest in. They're very attuned at reading signals from you about what really matters to you. So be prepared to talk about it and talk about it often. Address culture and balance issues and be convincing. And what can you do? Well, once you've brought up these issues, ensure that your company's strategy is in line with your thoughts and ideas. Back up what you say with what you do. Thank you for your time.